Welcome to episode 69. Today we'll be talking about Disney shuffling around more dates, the Mandalorian Emmy wins, that awesome WandaVision trailer, and more. You are listening to the Castles, Capes, and Clones podcast, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe, from Disney films to Marvel, from Pixar to Star Wars, from ABC to the Muppets. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and like this post. Hey everybody, I'm Lauren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
I, for once, have nothing going on. I just feel like there's nothing new to say. I've just been working on the YouTube channel,
Right.
and that's pretty much it.
Well, I just came back from Vegas and I did the Marvel's Avengers station
Awesome.
thingy. Which we'll post a video of it next week probably.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I mean basically it's got props and costumes from the movies. And
Hmm.
there is a story. You pretty much are being the story is you're a new recruit, so they're taking you through the Avengers headquarters thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Um, Obviously with COVID, it's not as not say interactive, but it's not. Like, usually, I think there's a tour, like a guide, taking you through it,
Hmm.
but it's now a self-guided thing because you know COVID.
It still makes sense.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does. There's some interactive parts. Everywhere you touch, there's those little games, little things you can touch, but then there's like hand sanitizer everywhere, so
Right.
it's
That's
fine.
good.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fun.
That's good. Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Well, you had a good time overall in Vegas.
It was all right. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't there for any kind of other purpose than to work
Yeah.
and get a change of scenery for a little bit, but I
Right.
did manage to do that when I was there, but pretty much stayed in the hotel most of the time.
Yeah.
And I was working, so it wasn't like
Right.
it wasn't a vacation. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
good. I'm glad that you at least got to get away for a few days.
Yep. And now I'm
Yeah.
back in my apartment.
Now you're back in your apartment. Fun times. Fun
Yep.
times. Yeah. All right, well, let's get to the news. We start our news from within the castle gate, highlighting Disney news. The Walt Disney Company announced that several films will be pushed back to 2021. So here it goes. Ready? Black Widow moves to May 7th, 2021. Shang-Chi moves to July 9th, 2021. Eternals moves a whole year to November 5th, 2021. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story moves another entire year to December 10th, 2021. Death of the Nile moves to December 18th, 2020. So it's still in this year. The Kingsman has been pushed to February 26th, 2021. The Empty Man moves to October 23rd, 2020. Interesting. That's coming up sooner rather than later. Deep Water moves to August 13th, 2021, and Pixar's Soul will stick to its November 20th, 2020 release date, as well as Free Guy will keep to December 11th, 2020. There's some speculation that they may eventually just move Soul to Disney Plus or Premier Access. Same with Free Guy.
Hmm.
So we'll see how that all works out.
Yeah, because I don't see anything opening this year. Not really.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
to unless they want a very limited kind of a release thing. I don't know.
right.
Like um, as much as Uh, I like some of those. None of them is something I would go to a packed theater or any kind of
Yeah,
theater for.
yeah,
Um, maybe I would do one of the rent a theater kind of thing that
right.
some places are doing, but I think we like me and my family, my friends are probably gonna do that once, and
Mm-hmm.
that's saved for Dune when that comes out. So we might do that.
Interesting, interesting. I would do Black Widow myself. Of all of those films, probably Black Widow. Um, but yeah, who knows? Again, we talked about this last week.
Yeah,
Uh, just because the vaccine might come at the end of this year doesn't mean that there's this miracle cure where everybody's going to feel safe going back to the theaters. It's going to
yeah,
take a while, and so I don't quite understand what the entertainment studios are doing in terms of moving these dates around all the time and not just looking to just getting the movies out there. I mean, I know that the budgets are astronomical on some of these things, so I can understand or wanting to have them on the big screen. But again, we're just in a crazy time right now, and people need the entertainment.
yeah. I mean, like I don't know understand why people think a vaccine means cure. We
Right,
have a flu vaccine, but people get the flu. It's not a
right.
cure. It's just a way to
Keeps you safe. I
help.
mean, yeah,
It's to prevent it, but you can still get it. That's the
right.
thing.
It builds your immune system. That's what
Yeah,
it's supposed to do.
that's why like when they say it'll take at least a year after the vaccine comes out, is because everyone has to have it, and
Right.
it's almost like that's where you get your herd immunity from, not just
Hmm.
from I don't know, like some miracle, like oh we have herd immunity. No, it starts with the vaccine and then goes from there.
Right.
So I mean, again, we talked about this. Like, I understand. Like, I feel like they should just keep these internal. Like, stop telling us that we
Telling
move this
us.
back, we move this
Right.
back, we move this back. Once you know for sure, then start releasing like
The
your
dates.
trailers or whatever. But don't like is Black Widow gonna come out in May 7th, 2021? It could still be moved back. Same thing with Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Yeah.
I am almost positive Death on the Nile will not come out on December 18th.
Hmm.
Pixar's Soul is not going to come out on November 20th,
No. I
and I
agree.
don't think Free Guy will. I don't think anything will really. Um, I think there's only going to be a couple movies that might draw people. Like even like as big as I think a lot of people are excited for like Dune.
Hmm.
Unless you do the whole rent out a theater thing, but that even then that's like 6, 7 people in a
Right.
whole theater as opposed to the how many people I don't know 50 to
Hmm.
100. I don't know how many people are in a theater, but so that's not even long term feasible if they want like box office numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean.
Yeah,
All right. Well, Mulan dropped 72% at the Chinese box office. And again, I think we're just going to be seeing these things. We're going to just be seeing these numbers. Um, I don't necessarily think that it's a correlation of it, being a bad movie. I don't know. Maybe the Chinese people don't find it culturally um, relevant, but I don't know. I have no idea. All
yeah.
I know is it's not doing the numbers that Disney would want it to do in a normal year.
Well, obviously not. The problem
Right.
is it's also not a. It's not a Chinese. It's a Western movie with Chinese culture, but it's
Yeah.
not. I don't think was ever going to do well in China, no matter what happened. Um, Two, there's always a drop off, like a huge drop off.
Hmm.
So the 72%, I'm like, all right, that sounds about normal for any like movie, especially in like this kind of movie in China. Like I don't think this is built for their audience, so it's not like it's not like this was. I don't if they expected it to be a huge hit in China. Like I don't know where they
Oh,
got
they
that
they
from.
did. They expected it to be a big hit in China. I mean, that's why they made some of the changes that they did from the animated film because they wanted it. The Chinese box office is huge,
Right.
and so I they wanted it to be a big hit in China for sure.
Yeah, but after watching it, like it was built for Western audiences, not Chinese
True.
audiences. So
Yeah, I
like I
agree.
said, I don't know where they got that kind of like notion. And plus, there's always some like there was controversy around it already, so that already gave it some negative um, attachment. So
Hmm.
I am not surprised that it went down. I'm not surprised that it's not doing well in China.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I know people are like expect it, like even in like U.S. audiences. I'm not sure what people expected. Like there's some people who are like, I'm not gonna watch it if it's not there's no Mushu or whatever, which means like they would have rather watched the total like animated version but with live action with still singing and all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff, which I
Yeah.
don't think would work for this film, but
No,
you know.
it wouldn't have. It wouldn't
And
have.
then
Yeah.
people who are like, oh, we thought it was going to be more closer to the again we talked about this like closer to the actual tale,
Hmm.
but like since when has Disney ever really? It's still a Disney movie, so it's always going to be like the more optimistic, rosy version of it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and they've done that with all fairy tales and folk tales.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at some of the origins of some of the fairy tales, and so I get the fact that they change it a little bit to mix it up, to Disneyfy it, which is the easiest way to say it, that they Disneyfied the movie. So
yeah,
anyway, um, I think that there's just been a lot of hope as to what this movie could mean in terms of this entertainment industry right now. And I think that's why people have their eyes on it so stringently, is to see how it does. It's the biggest thing to really come out. I mean, Tenet, yes. New Mutants, I wouldn't compare it. So maybe Tenet and Mulan. People are just looking for these movies to either succeed or fail.
yeah.
And
And I
if
think like the problem is with both those movies, from people who have seen them, they are also both not as good as I think everyone hoped they would have been. Like
Mhm,
Tenant, I think some people are like it's really awesome, and some people are like eh.
mhm,
So it's hard because like none of them have been what we consider would have been like box office smash hits.
no, I mean,
So
I like Mulan a lot.
right, but we're not we're not we don't drive our thoughts don't drive the mass audiences.
Mm,
One, we're really built-in Disney fans, so
right.
it's the normal people that don't they're casual fans, just movie fans, are
Mhm,
who you're aiming for, and they're very uh, split on Mulan. They're
mhm,
also very split on Tenet, so it's like neither of them were good measures for a box office hit movie.
mhm.
As for like a movie that people wanted to see, you know, if they're expecting a lot of money from it, that didn't work both
Yeah,
ways, right?
yeah.
Like so. Oh, Ryan says I like the $30 premiere option for Mulan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so do I. I think we both. I mean, yeah. Like
Right.
I would definitely buy Soul. I would definitely buy Black Widow.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's more for the 30, like the online Disney Plus $30 premiere is more for families. Again,
Hmm.
we said it before. It's for families and households
Right.
more than individual people. I get that some people don't want to pay $30 off the bat,
Right.
which is
But like
fine.
to me, again, it's one of those things that Disney Blu-rays are almost $30 anyway. So it's not like what So if you bought the Blu-ray, it would have been the same.
Yeah,
So
but I get it because you don't own this movie.
right,
You own it as long as you have Disney Plus. So once you don't have Disney Plus, you do not own
then
it.
you can. Right.
So I get the differences. The difference is like it's meant to be a premiere movie. Like you get to watch it now, or you can wait if you
Hmm.
don't want to. So,
Right. Right.
um, but they're trying out something different because no one's going to the movies. So it's like
Hmm.
either embrace the fact that this might be the new normal for quite some time, or don't expect movies to come out.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So if you want entertainment, then you got to pay for it. Otherwise, you don't get the entertainment. It's still a
Hmm.
business. So they're not going to give it out for free off the bat.
Right.
So, people just got to stop thinking 2019 and
Hmm.
before and think, okay, do I want to support the movie industry with what they're trying to do?
Right.
So, one, if you do, yes, cool. If not, then you can't also complain that there's no movies or there's no whatever out anymore.
Right.
So,
You have spoken.
yeah.
All right. So Hong Kong Disneyland is set to open up tomorrow, and it'll be after that opens. Disneyland is the only park that will still remain closed.
I thought it was open.
I
Was it
thought it
just
was open
Shanghai?
too, but yeah, it's
Or
Shanghai.
did it open and then it closed?
Well, it did open and yeah, it closed almost immediately after
Huh.
because the rates were going up and um, yeah, so now it's set to open again. Hopefully, it will remain open because they had their I forget what anniversary it is that they just had 15th anniversary, I think.
Hmm.
Uh, they had their 15th anniversary and it was closed. So, but they still had a celebration there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway,
Yeah.
interesting news.
Um, yeah, and like, there's more talk about Disneyland, but there's supposed to be some kind of like press conference or something about Disneyland because
Hmm.
they came out and said, yes, we're going to announce or talk about it, but it's not, they're not going to announce any kind of opening date.
Interesting.
So I don't know what they're gonna talk about, but it's not, they don't have a date basically.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up and find out
Yeah.
when
So
that happened.
because there was something like they're like some Twitter thing. They're like, no, we are not announcing a opening date tomorrow or whatever day
Hmm.
it was that they were doing this. So,
Right.
um, my prediction is still maybe November, possibly
Yeah.
December.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think you're right.
Right? Because like because like the governor still needs to give out their guidelines,
Hmm.
and while I think Disney probably hits all of it already, um, but you have to have time to get your employees back,
Right.
train them, all that kind of jazz, and then open up, and then have
Right.
all that set like um, reservations, all those kind of things.
Yeah. Well,
However
Disney's
they're gonna do it.
canceled its reservations at Disneyland until October 10th. So It's at least going to be closed until October 10th.
Right. Well, I mean, like the reservation system they do for getting into the park that they have
Right.
in Disney World.
Right. No, no, I was talking about the reservations at the hotels.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, anyway, interesting news. All right, Turner and Hooch added Anthony Ruivivar, from The Haunting of Hill House, Brandon J. McLaren from The Twilight Zone, and Jeremy Maguire from Modern Family as series regulars, and then Becca Tobin from Glee will be a recurring character. And production started earlier this week. Turner and Hooch.
I have no idea who any of those people are.
I know Jeremy Maguire and Becca Tobin, and I must know Anthony Rivar because I've watched The Haunting of Hill House, but I can't put a um, face in
Right. As long as they don't kill the dog, I'm cool.
him. I
Spoiler
don't.
alert for Turner and Hooch, the movie,
I don't
by
think
the way.
they are.
But I'm pretty sure if you've not seen that 80s movie, then you're probably not going to.
Right. It's a
Sorry.
weepy dog tragedy movie.
Yeah. By the way, so is Old Yeller.
Right.
Again, spoiler alert.
Um, yeah. Okay. Well, that's the cast to that, and so now we move to the Clone Cantina for our Star Wars news. The Mandalorian wins an Emmy for outstanding stunt coordination for a drama series, limited series, or movie, and Ludwig Göransson received a outstanding music composition for a series, original dramatic score. Uh, I Ludwig Göransson to me wins everything. I mean, his scores are just amazing. He deserved
Yeah.
it for Black Panther. He deserves it for this.
Oh yeah. Like these, I feel like um, definitely deserved. I guess I would say. Like I don't know who else was nominated, but
Right.
whatever.
His work to this was really, I think, pivotal. And it's funny because every so often I'll be watching a YouTube thing,
Mm-hmm.
and people will be humming it. The score, which is a
Right.
great thing because that means that people are remembering the music to The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
and it's not quite a hummable tune per se, but
I think
it's
it's
got that
because
kind of drama to it.
it's also he picked a very unique instrument in the bass recorder.
Hmm.
You don't really see that anywhere. Like I didn't even know it existed until The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
right? And it's funny because like it's a recorder, so in the U.S. almost every kid I think played the recorder at some point for school, but this is like a weird version of that, and
Hmm.
it's so unique sounding that it kind of hits you. Like it when it first premiered, this it's the first thing you almost hear, and it sticks with you because it's so different,
Yeah.
right? So plus he's
Yeah.
kind of this cool like laid back kind of like you wouldn't expect that's the dude who is a composer. He
Yeah.
looks more like a hippie surfer,
He did. Yeah, he does. He does.
right?
But
But
yeah, his scores are great, and stunt coordination totally deserves it as well. I thought that their stunts were amazing. It's too bad that it didn't win for dramatic series, but
I mean, it was
that was a
always
long shot. That was a
yeah,
long shot. Yeah.
yeah. I think it was nominated. That's kind of cool. Like the
Right.
first Star Wars TV show out of the gate was nominated. So
Yeah. I think that's amazing.
yeah.
All right. Toby Haynes replaces Tony Gilroy as director on Disney Plus's Cassian Andor series. Are you familiar with Toby Haynes? Because I'm not.
He directed like an episode of Black Mirror.
Oh, okay. But
Um, but other than that, I don't know what else he directed.
right.
Um, but I like, you know what, like I am fine because I feel like the TV series, kind of like the Mandalorian, kind of like brought in the lesser, like they're like lesser known directors
Mm-hmm.
as a, again, I hope as a way to just train them in the world of Star Wars, you know, and the technology and all those kind of things. Like, you know, even though, you know, Taika Waititi is not a lesser known, it was more of a high profile director.
Right.
Like he's
Right.
taking what he learned from the Mandalorian and applying it to Thor.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think it's a breeding ground for new ish directors,
Yeah.
um, to step up into the world of not
Star.
just Star Wars, but like big budget movies. And given what's going on with how productions are, they almost get a leg up because they're dealing with technology that doesn't require a full on production crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can almost start working and planning and doing all these things with the the volume
Mm-hmm.
technology in mind. So yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
It's funny though, like Tony Gilroy like replaced Gareth Edwards
Yeah.
on Rogue One,
Oh yeah.
and then but he's still, I think he's still show running.
Huh.
I think he's just giving up the directing reins to someone, but I think he's still involved as showrunner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, which is fine.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
yep.
All right, Lucasfilm and Disney have announced that Mondays following the new episode of The Mandalorian will be Mando Mondays, where they will reveal new toys, collectibles, apparel, books, comics, digital content, and more at mandomondays.com. You can already find some of the items like Legos and Funko Pops on pre order at shopdisney.com. Going there right now. No, just kidding.
I mean, they have a Baby Yoda Lego thingy, so
What?
yeah,
So we can't stop the podcast right now so I can go
no,
shopping.
no. I mean, you could, I guess, but
Yeah.
I can just keep talking.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing that sucks about this is that we were talking about what we were going to call, uh, because we will do a podcast for the show
Yeah.
on Mondays, and we're like, oh, we could call it Mando Mondays, and
Right. I
now
forgot that it
Disney and Lucasfilm not only
stole
have
our
it,
idea.
but they have the website mandomondays.com. So
I know. Darn it. Okay. Well, we'll still
we could
have to
call it
spin.
Marvel Mondays for WandaVision.
Right?
We should
There you go.
just get that right now.
Yeah.
All
Copyright it.
right. And then they'll be like, wait, we want this. And we're like, give us some money.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be that would be funny.
Right.
I
Um,
wonder what the so every Monday? That's interesting.
so for like 8 weeks, that's
Yeah,
kind of
new
cool.
toys and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
I mean, not just toys, but like toys, other collectibles,
Yeah,
apparel. I'm curious what digital content means. Like, what kind of digital content are they planning on releasing?
maybe like stickers or on Facebook or different.
Baby Yoda filter.
Yeah, Baby Yoda filter stuff like
Turn
that. That's
turn
what
your
I'm
pet
imagining
into
that they're
Baby
gonna do.
Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what they
interesting.
need to release, since you know how like Disney, like they have those Yoda backpacks. They got to
Yeah.
release a satchel version because the Mando has Baby Yoda not on his back but on his little satchel on his side.
Hmm.
So I think they should do that.
I
if they're not
wonder,
doing that already.
does MandoMondays.com, is it live now?
I do not know.
I'm looking it up right now. Mando Mondays. Mando Mondays.
Pause for station
Yeah.
notification. Is it live?
Yeah, it's live. Well, it says
It
it's
just.
coming in 31 days, 14 hours, 59 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Oh yeah.
But
Wallpaper
they
for
do
phone
have the
and
pre-orders
tablets.
on here.
Oh yeah. I definitely get a
Yeah.
wallpaper for my phone.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to look at that later.
Haha.
Darn it. Darn it. I want to see what the Funko Pops are.
Yeah. And I know this isn't in the notes, but we were talking about this earlier. Starting tomorrow is Hasbro's convention, online
Yes.
convention.
Yes.
And tomorrow specifically is going to be the Star Wars Hasbro stuff, which includes whatever their new HasLab project is for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know, so HasLab is kind of Hasbro's crowdfunding project.
Mm-hmm.
These are for like toys that may be too big or expensive to actually mass market.
Mm-hmm.
So, like their first one for Star Wars was the Katana, which is Jabba's sail barge. And that thing is
Yeah.
like I don't know, like this 4 feet long,
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's amazing. And I wish, in hindsight, I'd wish I bought it.
Yeah, I know.
Um, and then they did like it's not just Star Wars because then they did Unicron for Transformers, which again was this huge like if you've never seen Transformers the movie, the big planet eater
Planet. Right.
guy, um, and it's huge and it takes like 15 minutes to transform. Um, but so they're doing a whole bunch of those things and then going back to Hasbro or to Star Wars, and there is a specific panel tomorrow for that,
Right.
um, along with other Star Wars stuff. So that'll be interesting.
I'm
I'm
gonna do
sure.
an.
I
I'm
want to say
gonna
like I'm
do
sure
like
you're gonna do like a
uh,
some kind of reaction or whatever.
I'm gonna do an episode where I just talk about what these panels were about.
Yeah,
So keep an eye out for that. I'll
totes.
just quickly get something about that after the panels tomorrow.
Yep. I think it's around 1 Pacific time
Yeah,
ish.
yeah,
So
and until like for the Star Wars and Marvel stuff until about 4 something, 4:30. I
yeah,
would.
but then I think they have also like I forget what else is tomorrow. Dungeons and Dragons, but then I think Saturday is like Ghostbusters, GI Joe, and Transformers.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'll just probably report on the Star Wars and Marvel stuff since that's what we
right,
do. But I'm definitely going to tune in for all
yeah,
the other stuff.
yep.
All right. Well, Giancarlo Esposito, Mr. Chattybox,
I know what to
has
say.
confirmed.
Like,
I know he's confirmed a fourth season for The Mandalorian. I tell you, this guy is a fountain of information.
if they ever want to leak anything, just tell him.
Right? he's the he's the oh my god, why can't I think of his name right now? Hulk. He's
Oh,
the
he's Mark Ruffalo.
Mark
Mark,
Ruffalo, yeah.
the Mark Ruffalo of Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah, right. Mark Ruffalo or Tom
Tom
Holland
Holland.
is the other
Right.
one. So
Yeah.
yeah, every interview he does, he gives out more information about things. Though he has not come out and said anything about like Ahsoka or who Katie
Yeah.
Sackhoff is playing or Timothy Oliphant or Michael Bean.
I wonder if they give him things to like, okay, you can share this, because he's so excited.
I feel
He
like
seems like he's so excited to say
right.
these things,
Well, I mean, if you've seen like other interviews with other Star Wars people, usually they have like some kind of like guide on what they can and cannot talk about. Like
Right.
I know some of them have shown like they have a piece of paper with them at all times, going like, "This is what I can talk about."
Yeah. And they're
Um,
sweating because they don't want to violate,
right? Yeah,
anything. And then
exactly.
along comes Giancarlo
It's
Esposito.
just like
Oh, fourth
four
season.
season, we're good. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're totally gonna find out where the dark saber comes from, and I'm gonna have a
Right.
fight with it, and it'll be
Right.
awesome. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
So
So that's why I'm wondering if they give him things to like just see, to so that way he doesn't give away the store. They're like, okay, you can
yeah.
talk about this.
Speaking of the store, on shopdisney.com you can get the dark saber because I have not seen it at Target,
Oh
but it's
yeah,
up for order on shopdisney.com,
nice. I've
which
seen it different YouTube channels that
yeah, yeah,
have gotten them. It looks pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, it's a kid's toy still, but
Yeah,
you know, whatever. Until
right.
they make
A dark saber
uh,
at Disneyland.
the Disneyland or the Force Effects version of it,
Yeah,
it'll do. It'll do.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now we try on our capes and cowls for Marvel news. So there was a poster and trailer release for WandaVision during the Emmys. It was a surprise to everybody. And it looks actually that it might be coming out Thanksgiving weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'm assuming you've seen the trailer.
Yes. Um, and I've been telling you, like it's funny because I feel like it's shown us so much, but I still
Yeah.
have no idea what that show is about.
And that's what's great about the
Yeah,
trailer
like it
is
doesn't
that the
explain it. It just
right.
shows you more of this craziness of what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I,
it's pretty
I
cool.
I've watched it literally 8,000 times. I mean, like, and then watched all of the breakdowns and things like that, and
Frame by frame. Yeah,
frame by frame breakdowns, literally, and because there was so much in there that I'm like, there's got to be somebody that's like broken this down frame by frame so that we could
right.
see what it all is and just little things like one of the hands of the babies is glowing red, like Wiccan, you know. And
Like I missed that, so I didn't even know. Like I must have.
yeah, because it
Yeah,
goes by so fast, so you
yeah.
have
There's
to
so
like
much going on in that trailer.
right,
Yeah,
and just little things that are just ah gosh, it's so good.
right. Like we knew it was gonna be this really crazy, like different kind of sitcom-y.
Hmm.
Like you can. I feel like there's like all from like the 50s to like modern uh, sitcoms are
Hmm.
represented. Um, but then you get that whole like mystery part of it that they kind of showed,
Right.
you know. Um, and
Well,
if you
and
haven't
I
seen it,
want
I
to
don't want
know
to.
how they're going to do each episode. Like,
Right.
are they going to do each episode by decade of of what they're showing? I don't know. It's like it's all a mystery, which is just
Yeah.
so amazing. Like I just know that this show has risen to the top for me in all of the shows. Like I was really excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Hmm.
and really excited for Loki, but this is the one. This is the one that you know it's a game changer. I think
Yeah.
because it's like it's something that they haven't done before, and even the people who have complained that Marvel stuff is all the same have said this looks a little bit different. So I'm loving the fact that you know even those people are saying that it looks different.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, have they said, have they confirmed that this is only like a one season show?
No, they haven't confirmed anything about how long any of the show. Here's my thought: is that if the series ends up being a huge smash, they are going to try and figure out a way to have a second season. You know what I mean?
I don't know because like there's a plan for this in this installments in movies because it's going into the multiverse of madness,
Right.
and depending on what happens there, I don't think it can continue into
I know.
this show.
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see how it all ends up. This is all like new ground. We don't know any of the what how any of these Marvel shows will end up. But I mean, I kind of like agree with you that the way that it seems that it's not going to be something that is sustainable. But I don't know. I also know that in the world of the entertainment industry, if something is too good, like
Well, but
Frozen,
at the same time, you can look at Heroes, and they changed what they want to do with that show based on how popular and whatever it was, and it went
right,
downhill fast.
right,
If they stuck with their guns, it could have
yeah,
been greater. That's what I'm saying. Like, we have the foresight of we know the comics, so we know kind of some direction that Wanda can take, and if that is the direction they're gonna go, it'd be hard to make a second season that's not unless it still leads into what happens in Doctor Strange, because who knows when that's
mhm,
coming out, right?
yeah,
Um, so depending on the schedule for Doctor Strange, they could maybe expand it another year, but I just feel like they shouldn't continue it. I feel like it should be the season, and then it goes into what happens in Doctor Strange, and that changes the thing because then even if they continue it, it's not going to be the same show,
hmm
right?
unless of course there's a role for her to take a role for her to expand the mutant verse, like to bring the mutants
Right, but
into
that
the.
would change the show,
Yes, yeah. No, I would imagine that the show would change for a
which
second
is
season.
which is where your danger comes in. That's what they did with Heroes. They
True.
changed the show, and
Yeah.
then it became again like it went.
Yeah. Although I tend to trust Marvel a little bit more with their content. So uh anyway, we'll see. We don't these are all questions that we have absolutely no idea about. Just all this is unproven ground, and I'm just excited to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, getting back to the Thanksgiving weekend release date, somebody I guess saw some coding that said uh, that it was coming out on Thanksgiving weekend, and like they went, I guess, behind the coding on Disney Plus, I think.
Huh.
So interesting. We'll see. I mean, there's all these speculations that they're going to do something for the first anniversary of Disney Plus, Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of speculation that it's going to come out in November at some point.
Right.
Um, so I'm all for it coming out earlier than later. Um, so anyway, that's the news on that.
Groovy.
So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is confirmed for 2021. They put that on the Disney Plus page. Now, the people who saw the coding uh, saw the date in December of 2021, which seems interesting. That's why I don't know how much to trust these dates, because why would they wait an entire year when they were almost done with production?
I mean, was it a year or was it like January 2021?
The coding said December 2021.
Oh,
Yeah,
um, I don't know if I trust that either.
December
Like
something.
that's not hard coded. Like that's who knows what
Yeah,
that is. Like who
maybe it
knows?
was
And
like a
even who knows
placemat.
how? Yeah, could have been just a placeholder.
Yeah, placeholder.
So
What I meant to
you
say.
know, so I don't know. I don't know how much I trust that. So we'll see.
Right.
Um, but you know, I think we always knew that WandaVision, like just because like they started showing more stuff about it, was going to come out this year. We
Yeah.
really haven't seen anything besides like those small teaser thingies um, for Falcon and Winter Soldier,
Founder. Yeah.
and they had like production halts and whatever. So it was like we were trying to see. We were hopeful that it could re-release this year
Mm-hmm.
if like the production schedule allowed, but you know, I feel like I feel like if anything, it might come out first quarter or second quarter of 2021.
Yeah.
You know,
I need all these series to come out at different times because my mind will like be blown. If Mandalorian and WandaVision come out at the same time,
yeah,
and Falcon the Winter Soldier comes out, I just need a little bit of a respite from.
yeah, and it makes sense to not have the WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier overlap.
Right.
So if it say it does come out in Thanksgiving weekend, WandaVision 8 episodes, so that's 2 months. So January would be
Yeah.
January or beginning of February.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
makes a little more sense, and then space it out because you still want people to subscribe to Disney Plus. So if
Hmm.
they have it all in 1 month, or 1 2 or 2 months time period, and both shows are out, people just subscribe for those 2 months and then peace out. But if you prolong it and have WandaVision and then Winter Soldier come out, there's 4 months of subscriptions right there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just can't wait for any of it.
yeah,
Uh, so Gugu Mbatha Raw has confirmed that Marvel Studios' Loki has returned to production. So that's another one that is supposed to come out. It's supposed to come out, I think, beginning of next year, but who knows when that's going to be pushed back. Again, let Falcon the Winter Soldier come out first and then Loki, or other way, whichever way they want to do it. Just again, so we can have a break. But I'm
yeah,
so glad we're coming to this point where we are going to be getting these shows soon.
yeah. 'Cause it's been a while. It's been a
It
long time.
has. Yeah. Yeah. Like the WandaVision trailer, I think, has been the first thing that's come out in a very long time. And it definitely fed my soul.
Yeah,
So, anyway.
especially since there's no Marvel movie in 2020 at all.
Hmm.
So
God, that just blows my mind. It's so crazy.
right, like we've had like 2 or 3 a year since Iron Man,
Hmm.
and then this is the first year with like nothing, and we left it at Endgame,
Yeah.
right, and like this uncertain future of what's going on, and it's been so long that
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked about this last week. The Bad Boys for Life director duo, Adil El Arabi and Bilal Falah, were going to be directing Mrs. Marvel, and that has been confirmed.
yeah,
And Pakistani Oscar winner Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy and Mira Menon have also signed on to direct episodes.
nice,
So we've got a lot of different voices in the directing category. Now I haven't seen Freedom Fighters or Farrah Goes Bang or Titans, which are some of the titles that the latter two worked on.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. But I mean, production is happening, so
yeah, and
hopefully,
Oscar winner, and like critically acclaimed directors. So
yeah,
yeah, it looks like they've got a good team set up for Ms. Marvel.
yeah. I feel like that's probably not going to come out till 2022,
Probably not. Yeah.
considering the we still need Falcon and Winter Soldier to come out and Loki.
Hmm.
You know, I feel like I feel like they're not looking at these as long term shows. One, I don't think like the stars want to be in a long term series. That's why I'm saying like things like this. I think it serves the purpose of what it is, like a long form movie. Instead of doing like a movie, they're just doing a long form narrative.
Hmm.
And I don't think at some year we're gonna have WandaVision, Falcon, Loki, She Hulk, Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight all in the same year. I think
Hmm.
they're just it's gonna be the one shot WandaVision, one shot Loki. Like I feel like Falcon Winter Soldier is might be the only one that might be able to go longer. But then you replace the first two with Ms. Marvel, She Hulk, and Moon Knight, and then Squirrel Girl, and
Right.
uh,
Everything else.
everything else. Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk and even Moon Knight having different seasons as well.
yeah,
Uh,
because they're not tied to like movie stars. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like it's almost like same thing with like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I feel like you can get Ewan McGregor for the one season, and then like his whole we'll see. Like I still think probably gonna be the one.
mhm.
Um, and then I think with this next wave of Marvel shows, it's where they can actually make ongoing series because they're not, because I feel like the first ones they just took like what can we do with the current stars we have, expand
Mhm.
them, and I
Right.
don't think it was ever meant to be multi-season shows.
Mhm. Although I know that they want to introduce all of these characters into the movies, so that's going to be
Right,
that as well.
right.
But yeah, well, we will see
Yeah, because
for
then
sure.
if you start with them in the show or a show, they can go into the contract of then you will eventually be in the movies, where it's
Hmm.
a little bit harder for the reverse,
Right.
right? So I
Yeah.
think if like if these actors didn't love being in the Marvel universe, they probably would not have done it,
Yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah,
Um. All right. So Chadwick Boseman has been honored with a mural in downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort, and I'm gonna post a picture of it in the show notes. But
it's pretty
it,
cool looking.
yeah, it's really a sweet piece. And for those, it's basically Chadwick Boseman with a little kid, and they're both doing the Wakanda Forever sign, and just a really sweet piece. And I'm so glad that they did it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and I'm gonna try to go see it probably next week. So
yeah, that would be awesome if you could go and document it for us
yeah,
on the YouTube channel.
yeah,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Hulu has released the first trailer for Hellstrom. Did you get a chance to watch the trailer?
I did. I'm just not
Yeah.
familiar with it too much, so I'm like, all right,
Yeah. It's about what I expected from it.
is it?
Yeah. It's kind of like that supernaturally uh, show
Yeah,
that you know uh, it'll be interesting to see because all of the 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 TV shows are supposed to be under Marvel Studios, and to see how connected this series is to Marvel Studios' work. Um, so who knows? I mean, this obviously came out before it went to Marvel Studios, but still, right now, everything it is supposed to. There's no Marvel Television anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, we've come to the end of our show. Be sure to leave a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to our podcast. It really helps us to be found. Share our posts with your friends and family on your social sites. And again, if you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and like this post. You can always reach us at podcast at castlescapesandclones.com. Leave us your feedback, good and bad. We always want to hear from you. Uh, and you can reach me personally on Twitter at Lojav and Instagram at Lauren Javier. How about you, Rich?
I am at both. I am on both Instagram and Twitter at R2Roma Santa.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed today on today's podcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you later.
Yep. Catch you on the flip side.
Big doo doo.